of bioenergetics. And let's start with the beginning. You all know that the human body that we can see here is actually what needs first normal function, and that is the physiology is about. Uh, Learning physiology is to try to understand how the human body will function in normal circumstances. However, although this body, this person is not sick, he or she doesn't have any disease. Uh, when we were young, or when you were young, or when I was young, well, I need to grow my organs with growth. And sometimes, and now that I am old, I need to repair what can be still repaired. And therefore, growth and repair and repairing system are the two components of a normal function. And in order to do so, either during growth or during repairing mechanism, we will need to ensure that there is what we call homeostasis. Homeostasis is simply the process that will help our human body to balance everything. And when we're talking about the metabolism or the metabolic reactions, actually homeostasis is to balance what we are going to construct, to build, when we want to address the growth issue, and then what we are going to destroy, to break down, when we want to address the repairing system. Because as you know, for example, if you have a house and this house has been damaged for a hurricane, for example, then if you want to rebuild the house, well, you first will have to break down some of the components of that house that has been destroyed by the hurricane. And therefore, metabolic reactions is something that we do all the time, but in order to stay healthy, we will need to have a continuous balance between the two components of these metabolic reactions. And then, either when you want to build or to break down, you will need some energy. And the bioenergetics is all about how we can use that energy in order to make sure that the metabolic reactions are will be made in an optimal manner. And here I have just presented the energy just as a bulb, enlightened bulb. And if you see this slide, you will think of some kind of electrical energy. However, what you need to know is there is not such a thing that uh, electricity in our organs. Of course, maybe you have learned that with the ion uh, channels, you actually will create a potential on the membrane of our cells. But that is not comparable with what we live in normal life, with the electricity that will be provided to the houses. Well, actually, in our body, that energy will be a chemical energy. So we will be able to build some kind of energetic store, but this energy will be chemical in nature, and therefore that will be provided by chemical compounds. And therefore, when we study the bioenergetics or the metabolism, we always couple this study with nutrition. Nutrition is the science that will teach people how to best use all the food that we are ingesting. And that is in a very simple but also very logical manner how I would like to introduce the study of bioenergetics. Bioenergetics is how to best use the nutrients through the food that we are eating to convert those nutrients into chemical energy, and this chemical energy will be used for the metabolic reactions in order to maintain homeostasis in our human body. And that human body will be viewed either as normal function, and in that normal function, we'll have two different components, growth and repair. And provided that all that will stay that way, well, you can say that you are actually enjoying a normal and healthy life. Now, let's go into more details. When we're talking about metabolism, actually, there are two ways how to break down and how to build up, how to destroy and how to construct. And the breaking down is called catabolism, and the building up is called anabolism. So when you are in an anabolism reaction, you are constructing, you are building new components, new molecules. By converse, when you are in a catabolism reaction, you are breaking down, you are destroying, while actually old components, the components which are not useful anymore. So you always have to think about those two aspects of metabolism. Metabolism meaning catabolism plus anabolism. And when I was mentioning about the homeostasis, well, actually, I was referring to the fact that catabolytic reactions must be balanced by anabolytic reactions, and that is homeostasis. Now let's see in more detailed manner. Catabolism is the breaking down of large molecule. Of course, you can always, break down large molecule. It's much easier than breaking down small molecule. And when the molecules are so small, when they are atoms, well, you do not have to break down anything yet. And anabolism is the synthesis or the building up or the construction of large molecules from more small molecules here. So that is something which is very easy to understand. And the thing here, which is important, is when you are in a catabolytic reaction, you will be able to release energy. And that energy will be used to synthesize, to construct with the anabolytic reactions. This is as simple as that. You will need energy, and where can you find energy? You can find energy from catabolytic reaction, and this energy will be used for anabolytic reaction. So, and when this energy is balanced, as much as when your, let's say, when your finance is balanced, everything will be okay. If that is not, you will be in deficit, in debt, or you will be able to store energy in your human body. And we will see in the next lectures that in both situations, either during a deficit in energy or during um, a storage of too much energy, well, that will cause problem. That will lead to pathology, to diseases. And I would conclude with a slide by saying what I've just said, Metabolism is an energy balancing act. It has to be balanced. And it is balanced, it has to be balanced between catabolic reactions and anabolic reactions. And you now know that catabolic reaction is simply the breaking down, and anabolic reaction is